Hi, welcome back to Feel Food Factor. Today I am back with another South Indian breakfast, that is coconut chutney and pesarattu or moong chela. So this coconut chutney is quite different. For that I have taken 4 small onions or shallots, and then coconut, then dry red chilies 2 and a few green chilies, and then a handful of cashew nuts, a handful of roasted chana dal or dalia, salt, and for tadka it's jeera, mustard, hing and curry leaves. So it's pretty simple process. I am adding a little bit of sesame oil. So generally, as I mentioned earlier, that I prefer using sesame oil for making any kind of chutneys. So again here I am using sesame oil. You can use any oil of your choice. So now I'm going to fry the green chilies and also the dry red chili until they change color to a light brown color. This will reduce the spiciness of the chilies. And now I've also added onions or the shallots, not onions exactly. These shallots have a very unique taste. They have a mild sweetness in them, unlike the regular onions we use. So this is a very different tasting chutney. So we do not want the onions to be browned, we'll just fry them until they are nice and pink. So once they turn pink color, that's when I'm adding cashews, and we will let this fry for another minute. And after that I'm going to switch off the flame because we don't want the cashews to be browned or anything like that. We just want them to turn a little bit yellow. So after everything is cooked or fried perfectly, that's when I'll switch off the flame and remove the onions from the oil. I'm going to use the remaining oil for tadka again. So now in a grinding jar I've added coconut and then the dalia or roasted chana dal and then the onion mixture, and I'm going to grind it to a silky smooth consistency. So now I'm also adding a little bit of salt, as per taste. So once the chutney is all ready, I am going to make the tadka. So now for the tadka, as I said, I am going to use the same oil from which I removed the shallots. So once the oil is hot, I am going to add in mustard seeds or rye and let them splutter. Once the mustard seeds splutter, that's when I'm going to add in jeera and let them splutter as well. And then we're going to add in a little bit of hing. And once the nice aroma of the hing comes out, that's when we will add in the curry leaves and we will let them fry for a few seconds. After the tadka is ready, we're going to pour this tadka on top of the chutney. And this chutney is a very good accompaniment with any kind of South Indian breakfast like idli, dosa, upma or chelas. Any South Indian breakfast, it's going to taste excellent. And this is another variation of coconut chutney. So now I'm going to mix in the tadka to the chutney because my breakfast is almost ready and it's good to go. So now that the chutney is also ready, I'm going to show you how to make the pesarattu is what we call in the Telugu states. Pesarattu is nothing but moong chela, which is made out of the moong beans, whole moong beans with 1 handful of raw rice. I'm going to soak it overnight and I'm going to grind it into a smooth paste along with a big chunk of ginger. So if you do not like the ginger flavor, you can skip it. I've also added a little bit of jeera in the batter. So now on a hot griddle or a tawa, I'm going to pour a ladle full of the batter and I'm going to spread it evenly. So you can spread it as per your wish if you want the dosa to be thick or thin. So accordingly you can spread the dosa. So after spreading it evenly, I'm adding oil to the corners of the dosa. I will let them brown for a few minutes. So until it turns nice and crispy on the outer sides, it will automatically come off the pan. It is an indication that you can flip your dosa. See, it is already, it started releasing from the sides of the pan, right? So now I'm going to flip my dosa. See, look at the color, how nice. It's brown and golden. It looks so delicious, right? So now that the dosa is cooked on both the sides, I'm going to remove it onto a serving plate, and I'm going to make another dosa as well, because we're having it for breakfast. This is a very good and healthy breakfast because it is so rich in proteins, fiber and carbohydrates, and it will keep you going until evening even if you skip your lunch. This nutritious dense food is so good, and our digestive system will be so happy because we have been following this particular process of soaking our grains and eating them from ancient times. So always that is one of the best practices that we still follow in India. Do not go for shortcut methods when you are playing around with the grains. Grains always are good for your digestive system only when they are fermented. Even rice, if you soak it for a few hours and cook it, it's going to be very tasty and also healthy. So now that my breakfast is ready, I'm going to enjoy it with the coconut chutney. Do make this recipe and tell me how you like it in the comments section, and also post a pic on my Instagram page. Like, share and subscribe to Feel Food Factor.